Welcome to Pediatric Case Review. Today we will be discussing Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, an X-linked recessive disorder affecting approximately 1 in 3,500 male births worldwide. This presentation aims to provide healthcare professionals with an introductory overview of this important neuromuscular condition. A 4-year-old boy is brought to clinic with concerns about delayed motor development. His mother reports he started walking at 22 months and currently struggles with climbing stairs and getting up from the floor. What is the most likely presenting feature of Duchenne muscular dystrophy in this age group? Option A, respiratory insufficiency. Option B, Gowers maneuver. Option C, facial weakness. Option D, upper limb weakness. The correct answer is B, Gowers maneuver. This classic sign describes how affected children use their hands to walk up their legs when rising from the floor due to proximal muscle weakness, particularly in the hip and knee extensors. Early presentations of Duchenne muscular dystrophy typically include delayed walking, difficulty climbing stairs, frequent falls, and pseudohypertrophy of calf muscles. A pediatrician is evaluating a 2-year-old boy whose mother reports he seems clumsy compared to his peers. At what age do most children with Duchenne muscular dystrophy typically present with noticeable symptoms? Option A, birth to 12 months. Option B, 2 to 5 years. Option C, 6 to 10 years. Option D, adolescence. The correct answer is B, 2 to 5 years. Most children with Duchenne muscular dystrophy present between ages 2 and 5 years with motor delays and weakness. The condition is rarely symptomatic in infancy. By age 5, most affected children show difficulty running, jumping, and climbing stairs. Progressive weakness leads to loss of ambulation typically between ages 8 and 12 years without treatment. Parents of a 3-year-old boy with suspected DMD report that alongside motor delays, their child has speech delay. What percentage of boys with DMD have speech and language delays? Option A, less than 10%. Option B, 20 to 30%. Option C, 50 to 70%. Option D, more than 90%. The correct answer is C, 50 to 70%. Speech and language delays are common in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, affecting 50 to 70% of patients. This reflects the role of dystrophin in brain development. DMD can affect cognition and neurodevelopment with an average IQ approximately 1 standard deviation below normal. These developmental issues can precede motor symptoms and should prompt early neurodevelopmental assessment. During the examination of a 5-year-old boy with suspected DMD, which physical finding is most specific for this condition? Option A, pseudohypertrophy of calf muscles. Option B, hypotonia. Option C, hyporeflexia. Option D, contractures of the Achilles tendon. The correct answer is A, pseudohypertrophy of calf muscles. This characteristic finding results from replacement of muscle tissue with fat and connective tissue, giving an appearance of enlargement despite functional weakness. Other examination findings include proximal muscle weakness, waddling gait, lumbar lordosis, and difficulty with heel walking. Contractures develop later in the disease course, while hypotonia and hyporeflexia are less specific findings. A 6-year-old boy with confirmed DMD is undergoing muscle strength assessment. Which muscle group typically shows weakness first in the disease progression? Option A, neck flexors. Option B, hip and shoulder girdle muscles. Option C, distal extremity muscles. Option D, facial muscles. The correct answer is B, hip and shoulder girdle muscles. Duchenne muscular dystrophy characteristically presents with proximal muscle weakness, affecting pelvic girdle muscles first, followed by shoulder girdle muscles. This proximal to distal progression pattern is typical of most muscular dystrophies. Facial and neck muscles are typically spared until late stages, and distal weakness appears only after significant proximal weakness has developed. A medical student asks about the genetic basis of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Which statement best describes the pathophysiology of DMD? Option A, autosomal dominant mutation in the laminin gene. Option B, X-linked recessive mutation in the dystrophin gene. Option C, mitochondrial DNA deletion affecting muscle metabolism. Option D, autoimmune attack against muscle membrane proteins. The correct answer is B, X-linked recessive mutation in the dystrophin gene. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is caused by mutations in the DMD gene on the X chromosome that encodes dystrophin. Dystrophin is a large structural protein that connects the cytoskeleton to the extracellular matrix, providing stability during muscle contraction. In DMD, mutations typically lead to absent or severely reduced functional dystrophin, resulting in sarcolemmal instability, muscle fiber degeneration, and progressive replacement by fat and connective tissue. A pediatrician evaluates a 4-year-old boy with proximal muscle weakness and elevated creatine kinase. What is the recommended first-line diagnostic test for confirming Duchenne muscular dystrophy? Option A, muscle biopsy. Option B, genetic testing for dystrophin gene mutations. Option C, electromyography. Option D, magnetic resonance imaging of proximal muscles. The correct answer is B, genetic testing for dystrophin gene mutations. Current guidelines recommend genetic testing as the first-line diagnostic approach for suspected Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Multiplex ligation-dependent probe amplification or next-generation sequencing can identify approximately 95% of mutations. Muscle biopsy, once the gold standard, is now reserved for cases where genetic testing is inconclusive but clinical suspicion remains high. A 3-year-old boy presents with developmental delays and difficulty climbing stairs. His serum creatine kinase level is 15,000 units per liter. What is the typical range of CK elevation in DMD? Option A, mildly elevated, 2 to 3 times normal. Option B, moderately elevated, 5 to 10 times normal. Option C, markedly elevated, 50 to 200 times normal. Option D, normal to slightly elevated. The correct answer is C, markedly elevated, 50 to 200 times normal values. Serum creatine kinase is typically dramatically elevated in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, often exceeding 10,000 units per liter. This extreme elevation reflects ongoing muscle fiber damage. CK levels are highest in early stages of the disease and may decrease as muscle mass diminishes. Liver enzymes like AST and ALT are also commonly elevated, which can sometimes lead to inappropriate workup for liver disease. A 6-year-old boy was recently diagnosed with DMD. His parents ask about treatment options. Which of the following represents the current standard of care for DMD management? Option A, immediate initiation of mechanical ventilation. Option B, early corticosteroid therapy with multidisciplinary care. Option C, muscle strengthening exercises and high-protein diet. Option D, stem cell transplantation. The correct answer is B, early corticosteroid therapy with multidisciplinary care. The current standard of treatment for Duchenne muscular dystrophy includes early initiation of corticosteroids, typically prednisone or deflazacort, which can prolong ambulation by 2 to 3 years and delay cardiopulmonary complications. This should be combined with comprehensive multidisciplinary care including physical therapy, occupational therapy, cardiology, pulmonology, orthopedics, and nutritional support for optimal outcomes. The parents of a 5-year-old boy newly diagnosed with DMD ask about gene-targeted therapies. Which of the following therapies is approved for specific genetic mutations in DMD? Option A, exon skipping therapy, eteplirsen and golodirsen. Option B, CRISPR gene editing. Option C, adenovirus vector gene replacement. Option D, messenger RNA-based dystrophin replacement. The correct answer is A, exon skipping therapy. Eteplirsen, golodirsen, and other antisense oligonucleotides are FDA approved for specific genetic mutations in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, particularly those amenable to exon 45, 51, or 53 skipping. These therapies aim to restore the reading frame of the dystrophin gene, allowing production of a truncated but partially functional dystrophin protein. Other approaches, including gene replacement therapy and CRISPR gene editing, remain investigational but show promising early results. An 8-year-old boy with DMD undergoes cardiac evaluation. What is the most common cardiac manifestation in Duchenne muscular dystrophy? Option A, atrial fibrillation. Option B, dilated cardiomyopathy. Option C, mitral valve prolapse. Option D, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The correct answer is B, dilated cardiomyopathy. Nearly all patients with Duchenne muscular dystrophy develop cardiomyopathy, with dilated cardiomyopathy being the predominant form. Cardiac involvement typically begins as subtle myocardial changes and gradually progresses to fibrosis, ventricular dilation, and decreased ejection fraction. Early cardiac monitoring with annual echocardiography and consideration of ACE inhibitors and beta blockers can help delay progression of cardiac dysfunction. A 12-year-old boy with DMD is losing ambulation. When should pulmonary function testing be initiated in DMD patients? Option A, only after loss of ambulation. Option B, at the time of diagnosis. Option C, when respiratory symptoms first appear. Option D, at 6 years of age or when cooperative with testing. The correct answer is D, at 6 years of age or when cooperative with testing. Baseline pulmonary function testing should be initiated by age 6 or when the child can cooperate with spirometry. Regular monitoring of forced vital capacity helps identify declining respiratory function. Non-invasive ventilation, initially at night, becomes necessary as respiratory muscles weaken. Assisted cough techniques and airway clearance strategies are also important components of respiratory management to prevent complications from respiratory infections. Thank you for joining us for this overview of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Remember that early diagnosis, proactive multidisciplinary management, and emerging therapies are changing the landscape of DMD care. For more educational content on pediatric conditions, please subscribe to the Pediatric Case Review channel and leave your questions or topic suggestions in the comment section below. Your feedback helps us create more relevant content for healthcare professionals.